Hi Taurus, it's Lav here, and I'm back to do your October 2025 tarot reading. Just keep in mind that what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a channeled message, and then we'll get into the tarot reading, and I'm going to go week by week, and we'll talk about that. I'm going to be using a tarot deck and also my oracle cards with a few astro dice this week, or sorry, this reading, and yeah, so this is going to be for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Stellium, any prominent Taurus placements within your chart. Please do keep in mind that because this is a collective reading, not everything may resonate, but definitely keep what resonates. And without further ado, let's get into your reading. All right, so for the channeled message here, Taurus, the first thing I saw was Squidward. So I don't know what that's about. That was super random. Squidward, I feel like, he's a little bit grumpy, kind of a little bit of just like a negative Nancy. I don't know if that's like a vibe that you'll be coming across in October or that you might be giving off. I don't know. Or really, you could just be watching a lot of SpongeBob. I have no idea. I also ended up seeing flies quite a bit. Flies can definitely be the spiritual messenger of monitoring spirits, right? So people, sorcerers, sorceresses, witches, warlocks, and stuff, people trying to keep an eye on you to see what it is that you're doing. And so, yeah, I definitely keep that in mind. If you do happen to see a lot of flies around in October in your house or just kind of buzzing around quite often, definitely try to do a spiritual cleanse of some sort. Do a spiritual, routine, anything to cleanse your energy. I saw a wooden chair, kind of like a rocking chair. Um, I know that wood energy does have to do with anger, I believe, and the spleen. So actually, the spleen is now coming up again. So the spleen could be relevant because I don't know if well, you got the solar plexus chakra, right? And so that is our chakra that is in our stomach. It's chakra number 3. Its color is yellow. It deals with self-worth, confidence. The physical associations are the kind of stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, large intestine, kidneys, adrenal glands, and the diaphragm, essentially where your spleen is going to be as well. But I think instead of spleen, I was wanting to say gallbladder, so that's my bad. I'll get to that in a second here. Metabolic function, it deals with your skin. So if you're going to have imbalances in your solar plexus, you may feel not very confident, not very prideful in yourself, not 100% sure where you stand in the world, feeling a little bit lost and directionless kind of in that area, or just feeling not as confident as you should be. Those are indicators that your solar plexus chakra is out of balance, along with digestive issues, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, breakouts of the face, and muscle tension in the mid back muscles. Shallow breathing and respiratory problems also deal with an unbalanced solar plexus chakra. In order to balance these chakras, what you can do is you can meditate on the color yellow. You can do yoga poses to help rebalance your solar plexus chakra. You can eat yellow foods. You can wear yellow, all to try to bring that into more balance. When I was talking about the gallbladder, I recently saw a video where they were talking about some neck and shoulder pain being associated to having kind of sludgy bile in your gallbladder, I believe it is. There's a certain supplement that you can take. I think it's called Rudka. I know that's wrong, but it's close to it. It's if you put in bile salt Rudka, you will find it. I'll link it. How about that? I'll link it later. But essentially, you'll know that if this issue in your upper shoulder, maybe upper back and neck is bothering you, and you reach underneath your rib here, and I'm doing it on the right side, and you massage this area to try to help ease up the tension and move the bile around, if you notice instant relief, then you know that that's what it's associated with. And I've actually been having this issue when I sleep at night, and when I massage that area, it alleviates the issue. Therefore, I know that I'm going to need to get some bile salts to be able to remedy that. And so for 80% of neck and shoulder, kind of upper shoulder problems, which does kind of apply a bit to the upper back, I think it said mid back, but I guess this is just some information that I learned that might be relevant to you. We got the letter L, so there could be any reason for that, which is the 12th letter of the alphabet, which boiled down to a 3, which is how I got your solar plexus. And then I was also picking up on 12th dimension. So I kind of feel like you guys are doing some form of higher learning in the month of October, or you could be kind of tapping into that energy if you have not already. For your channeled song, we got Break of Dawn by Michael Jackson. And I'm feeling like some of you may be doing some sort of spiritual practices. And I do want to let you know that doing things at the break of dawn is very powerful, right? It's one of those kind of liminal times, just like midnight, break of dawn, before the sun comes up. You may be rising early, you may be doing things in the morning. I'm not sure what the song may mean to you. But yeah, now, I also saw an eye, so that could be like a watchful type of energy that I'm tapping into. So that once again, if you do feel like you're in a situation where maybe things have been going wrong for you, you're kind of having bad luck, you're reaching these types of standstills, you might want to do a cleansing ritual. There could be evil eye being sent your way by people that is just causing your energy to feel a little bit sticky, a little bit stuck. If you're a little bit of a higher practitioner, there could be monitoring spirits being sent to you as well within your household. So definitely give that a shot. With the rocking chair symbolism, I'm not 100% sure what that means. I think you will know. Wooden rocking chair or rocking chair of some sort. I don't know if this is like a family lineage thing, if you're like a collector. Don't know. But yeah, that was your channeled message for the month. So we're going to go ahead and get into your reading, and we're going to go week by week. Spirit. Spirit, I'm just going to cleanse the deck a little bit here. Okay. Where are my astro dice? What the heck? They were all around here, so oh shoot, oh they're there. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, so Spirit, let's get into first week of October for my Taurus collective, please. First week of October, we've got Knight of Swords. Second week of October for my Taurus collective, please. Got Four of Cups. Third week of October for my Taurus collective. Ooh, we got a lot of cards here, so let's just go ahead and grab a few more. I don't want too many. Third week for my Taurus collective, please. Third week for my Taurus collective. Tower, Six of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a lot of cards, but I mean, there's a message there, so we're going to leave that. Third week is pretty eventful. Okay, so last week for my Taurus collective. Last week we got Eight of Wands, Queen of Swords. Very transformational energy for the month of October with the Death at the bottom of the deck. Judgment card, the Sun, Knight of Pentacles, Chariot. Very interesting. All right, now let's go ahead and get some energy oracle cards so that we can go ahead and clarify the energy. All right, so first week of October for my Taurus collective, please. First week of October, the Sun, Storm Warning. Second week of October for my Taurus collective, please. Ooh. Thinking Woman, Walking Away. Third week of October, my Taurus collective. Broken Heart, Hostilities. Oh, geez. Are you dealing with an Aries? I'm not sure, but there was a couple cards in the Aries readings as well. And last week of October for my Taurus collective, Angel of Strength, strategy. Okay. All right, so let's start with the first week of October for you, Taurus. So we've got Knight of Swords, the Sun, and Storm Warning. I have a feeling that the first week of October, you may be running around quite a bit. There could be instances where things are not completely as organized as you would like them to be. I think that there's going to be someone coming in with wanting to communicate with you. This could be a Leo individual. But it's looking like there's some sort of storm warning coming in here. However, I think that the conversation is going to catch you off guard, and I think that may be maybe what makes you feel a little bit hectic in the first month of October. However, with the Sun here, I am seeing that there's going to be kind of like a positive silver lining within whatever this communication may be. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so also, if this is not, I'm thinking that the first week of October you're going to be making like a decent amount of money. I am seeing some money coming in for you with the Sun card. You know, I feel like you've been maybe struggling right now, possibly financially, and I think that money is coming in first week of October for you. That's going to help. With the lotus flowers, I'm definitely feeling this type of energy where, you know, the lotus flowers, they thrive in difficult, muddy environments and still beautifully bloom. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. I think that you'll be listening to a lot of music the first week of October. Something to do with music. You may be going to live shows, or you may just be listening to a lot of music here. I feel like there's something that you want to tell everyone about or something the first week of October. There's just something that you like want to announce. And maybe that's what this Knight of Swords situation is too. I'm feeling this energy of like wanting to speak up. However, this usually means someone coming in to talk to you. With the storm warning here, I'm thinking that this has to do with the devil is in the details kind of thing. I would definitely make sure that before you run into any type of situations or anything that you have to do the first week of October, you are being sure to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, because I think that things can definitely go awry if you do not walk into a situation prepared and you go a little bit too willy-nilly. There's going to be some situations that end up happening that you could have avoided had you have gone in more carefully. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think that someone maybe wants to come in and say something to you kind of like brashly, or like just tell you something like that they know like really swiftly. Let's pull a little bit more as far as this Knight of Swords goes, because I just want to figure this out with this Knight of Swords. Who's this Knight of Swords coming in? I think this is within work. This could be a younger fire sign here, younger Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, which we're on point with the Sun here. I think that someone wants to come in and communicate something with you, possibly about working together, maybe on a project, a group project, or just wanting to come back together with you and collaborate. The storm warning is maybe the fact that you're just not expecting it, is my guess. Or maybe just the fact that it doesn't have as much, they maybe didn't plan it as much as you would think. Like maybe it's some sort of thing which you're gonna be working together with someone, or you want to, but then it's like when you get there you realize that they don't even know what they're doing. Like, not what they're doing, but they don't have a plan. And it's like, why did you invite me here without a plan? You know what I mean? It's like, why are you approaching me without a plan? Like, I feel like Taurians, like, you know, Taurians usually have a plan. One of my best friends is a Taurus, and I'm like, she usually has a plan. It's not, you know, unless we're hanging out just at her house, there's always kind of like a plan or something to do. So, yeah, I just feel like you're going to be wondering why someone's approaching you, kind of maybe like giving you like some sort of hope with this collaboration. But then the more that you get through it and get to the point where you're like unraveling it, you're like, this mother doesn't even know what they're doing here, right? Why would you invite me to this place, to this event, energetically, without knowing where you're going to steer me? This sounds like people with lots of great ideas but nothing to back it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting a little bit of that energy for the first week of October for you. So do keep that in mind. It's like if someone comes in with this like great collaborative idea, just like think about it maybe first and ask them questions. Like ask them the details so that you get a full picture right away. I think that will help alleviate anything for you. Like whatever they're bringing in is good news though, and I feel like it's been something that maybe you've been wanting for a while and something that you've been working kind of hard towards. um I think that you've been waiting for it and you've been trying to kind of analyze the situation, see what you might need to move forward with it, seeing like what type of uh, supplies you're going to need for the situation, and waiting patiently for it, even though it's been a lot of hard work. It's some sort of new beginning, some sort of maybe uh, commitment, some sort of promise to grow. Something maybe even within business, right? Because we are seeing Three of Pentacles, but sometimes this can represent, just long-standing commitments as well, or collaborations like, work, also marriage, or things like that. But yeah, I'm just getting the vibe that whatever this plan is that you're getting, the person may be having good intentions, like kind of just like coming in and being like happy to express it. However, there's not really much of a standing with it because we are working with page energy. And although it's good news, it's ask questions. Ask questions, okay? So, second week here of. Also, in the workplace, if you're in an environment in a workplace, be very careful not to put your foot in your mouth the first week of October, because I would just be very conscientious about how you're moving in your work environment, how you're moving with your coworkers or the people around you or the business relationships that you have, what you're saying. Keep it very professional. Don't allow yourself to get hot-headed in any way, because I think that might sabotage some things coming in, and you have a lot of blessings coming in and you just don't want to sabotage that in any way. So definitely be cognizant of how you're coming off, what you're saying to people, because the first week of October there could be some possible misunderstandings, but just throwing that out there. Second week of October we have Four of Cups, the Thinking Woman, and Walking Away. So second week here with the Four of Cups, this can represent missed opportunities at times. This can be keeping your eye fixed on a certain outcome while neglecting to see kind of the opportunities and the cups around you. You may be in a situation where there could be something that happened that causes you to ruminate on an issue or to think just like super obsessively about something. Because yeah, with the Four of Cups and the Thinking Woman, the Thinking Woman is generally positive. This could be a friend that comes in to help kind of get you out of your head as well. Or this could be you just thinking very intensely on a topic on whether you should be walking away from this or not. I'm kind of getting that you may choose to walk away from something. Or you may choose to energetically distance yourself from something. You may choose to energetically walk away from something that is just draining your energy big time. What is this? Four of Cups with Taurus, draining energy. To me, it looks like some sort of connection. Some sort of connection here. could be with a Pisces individual. We've got Libra, Aquarius as well. But this energy is kind of like a standstill scenario. I think that something may have caused you to want to take a break. This is some form of relationship where there is equal give and take, or there's supposed to be some sort of agreed upon partnership where both parties are reciprocal. So this is usually some sort of agreement where both people are giving to the scenario in an agreed upon fashion. It seems like there's a standstill and there's a contemplation about it. I think that you are thinking about some missed opportunities, thinking about some pains in the situation, and how, it's kind of keeping you stuck. And so you're needing to maybe make the decision to walk away from a connection, or make the decision to walk away from a certain way of being within a connection that is causing you to take on this energy of obsessiveness. It's giving worry ward. It's giving all-consuming thought. And hopefully that's not THOT, all-consuming thought. But I don't know the type of people that you guys are with. Like Taurus, I really don't, so I don't know. I hope that's not it. But yeah, it's like you're wanting to bring balance within a situation, you're wanting to heal a situation, but there's something that's been so burdensome to you and it's been there for a while. You're kind of wondering, how much more of this can I do? It's very painful. It's hard to carry on my back, and you're just trying to maybe be an observer instead of taking like a lot of action in it at this moment, because there's something just like incredibly draining about it. And the walking away energy is present. Oh, I heard the word pregnant, so some of you be careful. The thing is, I feel like this, whatever the situation is that you're ruminating on, it makes you feel like a different person. There's this energy I can see in her eyes here. She looks almost possessed, And generally, I think that's like kind of a cool vibe to have. Like, to me, it looks like body mods where they get their eyes like blackened or whatever, which I think looks really cool. But this is giving more malicious. I think whatever the situation is, it's turning you into someone that you're not enjoying seeing how you show up here. Also be mindful of like being driven mad, in scenarios to the point of letting the bull come out. That's never safe for anybody, When the Taurian bull, because I know Taurians, you guys blow your lid sometimes. Like, you just hold a lot in until you just explode. But the thing is, I'm not totally sure if you're going to close the gate. The gate looks like it's almost closing, but it's still open. So, you're still contemplating very heavy, I think, the second week of October here. I think that you're trying to read, you're trying to self-soothe is what I'm getting here. There is like a doorway here for this connection as well. There's a doorway also for yourself. Whatever this is, whether it's a work partnership, platonic partnership, relationship, you know what I mean? Romantic relationship. It's like, there's something here that is changing within it. And so let's move into the third week. But yeah, second week, it's kind of looking like you're observing, you're taking a pause, you're pausing here because you're like, okay, this is really unhealthy. There's something that's unhealthy for me, and I need to really pay attention to this. Third week, there's some unexpected situation coming in, which I think may throw you off. However, I do think that you're going to be victorious. If this is, you could take some money losses in the third week of October. However, I think you will regain them rather quickly. I think you might regain them just as quick as you lost them, but it's going to throw you off. I do think this is because of maybe a lack of clarity, a lack of detail. This could also be because of hostilities in regards to a situation or a broken heart here that's got your focus on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you could be super focused on whatever this thing is in week 2 that you're really trying to kind of move away from. As you go into week 3, it's causing some problems for you. The thing is, I think that you're very visible at this time. I do think that people are going to be celebrating you still. I think that the people around you are going to be seeing you in a favorable light. I think that you'll be overcoming these obstacles for sure. It's just, there's going to be a bit of a turbulent, kind of thrown off balance moment, I think, in the 3rd week of October. I think within the workplace, you may have to start over. You could be starting something again that you maybe have to start from the drawing board to like grow or something, or maybe move more strategically when it comes to this. Now, for some of you, you could be realizing that when it came to growing a situation here or growing a relationship, there was some sort of, oh yes, Taurus. So if you're going to be drinking in the 3rd week of October, I would just be very careful to mind your alcohol. I have a feeling that if you do end up drinking 3rd week of October, you could get in a fight with someone close to you, and it's just going to be messy. However, I think that things will come back together, but like, you just don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, don't put kind of your relationship on the rocks in a bad place just because, unresolved stuff. But I mean, hey, here's the situation. It's like, if it's not said, when is it going to get said? Most likely when you're drinking, right? Most likely. Within work here, you could have an awful lot of options too. You could actually be, this may actually kind of come out of left field where you get a new job opportunity, perhaps, of something that you may be starting. Or it's like if some of you are starting school in some way or starting a new course or something like that, that could be relevant. And I am seeing that you're going to have success with that. But maybe it's like, you finally got into this class last minute, they're like throwing you in or something, or you're deciding to enhance your skills and grow your skill set. But it is going to take a pretty penny from you, but of course is going to make more money in the future, which is lovely. There could be an essence of apprenticeship. You could be learning from someone as well. Also, I'm picking up the vibe that this could also be learning negative traits from someone too. The way that someone is treating you is how you may be treating others. Do check that and keep that kind of in the vibe, because you might not notice that you're doing it, and that could be something that's also coming up in the 3rd week. You might notice. Don't take on too many things at once as well. In the 3rd week of October, I do get the vibe that you may have a lot of things coming in, and you might be doing them maybe because, I don't know if you're like in a fight with someone, you're arguing with someone, but it's like your energy is like being a bit thrown off, and it could be hostilities due to hostilities within the heart, and it could be affecting your money, and you could be wanting to kind of do everything at once, but it might actually just maybe set you back a little bit. However, I mean, I do think you're going to be making money, but I think that it's just going to deplete you a little bit more than you would even like to. And in that sense, I think that maybe that's something for you to just be aware of in the 3rd week, of October. Now, if you're dealing with someone that you are thinking of walking away from them, I do think that something may come forward in the 3rd week of October that may have you realize that whoever this person is, if you're dealing with a younger earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, younger, you may realize that they have a lot of options, or they may realize that you have more options or something like that, and there could be some hostilities coming forward. You know, whether that's really the case or not, it's like someone may be thrown off guard. I'm kind of feeling like this may happen at a place where there's a lot of people, or you may just be watching how someone interacts with other people and it's making you feel hostile in a way. Maybe it's making you feel disrespected and just upset. All right, so last week of October, I want to say June. Maybe June is relevant in some way to how this may tie back. I don't know, to this reading. But, sorry, I'm biting my nails. 8 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Angel of Strength for the last week. I feel like there's going to be messages coming in, possibly from a Queen of Swords individual, maybe a Leo. But there is, what is coming in quickly is boundaries. What is coming in quickly is clarity. What's coming in quickly is not dealing with bullshit. What's coming in quickly is savage. You know, that's what I'm seeing, honestly, for you, Taurus. I'm seeing that there is this element, I think, of you withholding a certain aspect of self. I think that you have grown this new strength within whatever this is, and you are showing up in a much more kind of sturdy, strategic, aware way. And I think that's coming in pretty quickly. I mean, I don't know. Let's pull a little bit more on this. A little bit more on this for the last week of October for Taurus. Yeah, I mean, there may be a situation here in which there is a type of ending coming in. There may be a situation in which you felt betrayed, and this ending is taking place last week of October because, you know, if you're dealing with a Leo individual, I think you're cutting this person off and it's happening quickly. Maybe because you found something out, someone sent you a message or something like that, or there was some form of communication that came in that made you just be like, absolutely not. Absolutely not, right? And so, yeah, I mean, the Ten of Swords is never good. It's a transition, right? It's like this person is going kind of from the death stage, right? They're being eaten alive by crows. This is their final death rattle, you know, before they reach the other side with the Ten of Swords. And of course it represents pain, emotional pain, you know, maximum emotional pain. Geez, that sounds a bit hardcore, and I hope you're not dealing with that, but, you know, you never know. This could be pains held on from the past as well. Typically, Ten of Swords will represent, you know, endings. Sometimes this can even mean illness. You might get sick the last month of October, so do watch that. If you're out at Halloween parties and stuff like that, you know, you're just mingling around a lot of people, which I think you are, Taurus, during this month, you could end up getting sick. So you might want to pop a little bit of zinc or whatever. Don't forget to take copper with the zinc because it can deplete your copper and then you'll be all out of whack. And copper is really good for certain things as well. It's good at keeping bacteria, funguses, everything away. And you might want to take some copper supplements to help just keep your body balanced during this month. It could be very helpful to you. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, it looks to me like there's some sort of very quick boundary being placed, possibly with a Leo individual, the end of the month, or just a boundary being placed where there's a withholding of emotion because there's been an incident where you feel like something has crossed the line and now there needs to be an absolute change of direction here. And that is coming in quickly. Right? There could be a lot of messages exchanged until there's not, right? I think that you've reached some point here where the way you're coming now is not the way you were before. You've reached a new level, I think, of annoyance where the coldness comes out. Yeah, it's something to do with your heart. Like, you will be victorious, though, here. You know, this person, it could not completely be the end with them, but, something to do with possibly contracts. So this could be a relationship that was, you guys have things together. You have a house together. You have, marry or maybe married. You guys, there's something like contractual about it, something agreed. But there's a victory here, and I think that you're going to be feeling a lot more stable once this happens. I think this incident with the boundary setting and the ending of something, whether energetically, it's got something to do with the expansion of the heart space and the walking through to a deepening of love, walking through to a deeper space of love or something like that. Maybe being able to understand someone a lot better after those boundaries are set in place. Yeah, it's like I do see healing coming in. It's just like I think that you may really reach a point here at the end of the month. If you're dealing with Sagittarius, there's been a lot of fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in here with you, Taurus. So, yeah, there's a healing energy coming in. There's kind of not being too harsh, being too brass, but like there's a quiet silence. There's a confident silence here. There's kind of a line drawn in the sand here that ends up happening at the last week of October that, oh, I also feel like for Halloween you could be something with wings for sure because there's a lot of wings here. You could be wearing a headdress of some sort or like a headpiece of some sort, or you may be a winged creature. So yeah, I mean, that's what I see for you at the last week of October. Let's pull some advice because I feel like, oh wait, we didn't do advice. Yeah, it's just like something that has to do with maybe troubles within this dynamic, insecurities, fears that seem bigger than they are when it comes to this connection between two. Something that feels very emotionally fulfilling, and is full of excitement at times, but then is like some sort of line in the sand has been drawn with this. Venus, Cancer, 4th house. Yeah, because like this is the thing. I feel like you've been very nurturing for a really long time. There's been an essence of deep nurturing and understanding that's been brought to the table, even like a comfort that's been brought to the table where you're making a home kind of for someone to feel comfortable. You're catering to them, you're doing everything that you can to make that person feel comfortable, but then it's like there's this essence of it's not working. So then, you know what I mean? Like it's not getting the desired results, and so there's some sort of element of needing to switch it up. And although the Queen of Swords energy is coming out, be your Venusian soft self still. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if everyone would describe Taurus as being soft particularly, but they are. They are that Venusian energy, that, comforting, stable wall to, blanket to fall onto, And with Venus, 4th house, Cancer, there could be some volatility within the household. There could be some things going on that, like, I know Cancer's harshness definitely exists. And so that's something that we can also kind of align with. There's something about needing to take the lead here or something like that with leading, for enforcing a message or needing to take the lead with some form of new direction. Obviously, patience is required, but once, something has been crossed, there's kind of, I just feel like it's boundaries. I just feel like it's setting a boundary very seriously. And of course, that person will either get with that boundary if they care about you, they will try to enforce that. If they don't care about you, you'll be able to see where they stand with that, and you'll be able to move accordingly, right? I mean, sometimes that happens. Sometimes people just aren't willing to meet you there, and so you need to, move accordingly. But when they are, that's all about compromise within relationships, within certain things, and yeah, so thank you very much, Taurus. That has been your October reading. I really appreciate you watching. If it resonated, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can visit my website at snakepetalhealing.com. And I will see you next month. Bye.